Hello my gorgeous friends of Webflow, I'm Francesco, and if you don't know who am I, well, in this channel we do Webflow things and we make them simple and accessible to everybody from time to time by using a whiteboard. Today we will talk about the cascading down principle. The cascading down principle is a fundamental Webflow principle, and long story short, it says that any change that we apply to the style of an element cascades down towards smaller breakpoints and cascades up toward greater breakpoints. But now let's take a look at the whiteboard. Everything starts from the desktop breakpoint, which is the main breakpoint. If we set the value of a property on this breakpoint, that value will, let's say it once again, cascade down towards smaller breakpoints and cascade up toward greater breakpoints. So let's say, for example, that we have just set the font size of the body element to be 1 rem, and this value will cascade down and will cascade up. And of course we can override that property, let's say on the tablet breakpoint and on this breakpoint. But from time to time this principle doesn't seem to work as expected. But now let's just try to cascade down into Webflow and take a look at 3 common scenarios to really understand what happens here.
Here we have a very simple section inside Webflow, an image, a heading, a couple of paragraphs, and this is how it looks on desktop. And let's say that we are happy with this layout. This is exactly what we wanted, but now we want to tackle responsiveness. So let's go to the tablet breakpoint, and let's say that in this specific case we want the text to appear before the image. So what we could try to do is we could drag and drop the text wrapper before the image. Then maybe we can simply tweak the margin here, and after doing that, let's say that for whatever reason we are not happy with how the line breaks here, so we could do it manually and by pressing the enter key on the keyboard both here and here. And then let's also say that we want this image to have a different height. So we can open the element settings panel here, and instead of auto we can set something like, I don't know, 700, whatever. But now we think that everything is fine, at least for the tablet breakpoint, and we try to take a look to the desktop breakpoint once again, and everything seems to be broken, and this is definitely not what we would expect. But why does it seem that the cascade down principle is not working?
Well, it's not working because we are not actually using it. Let's go back to the definition for a moment. The cascading down principle says that any change that we apply to the style of an element cascades down towards smaller breakpoints and cascades up toward greater breakpoints, and the keyword is style. So far we haven't changed the style of any element inside the page. We just touched and changed the HTML structure of the page, and the cascading down principle does not apply to the HTML structure of a page. But now, how can we deal with the scenarios that we have just encountered in Webflow?
Well, for example, we could first tweak the margin here. And then after doing that, we can select our content wrapper, we can turn it into flexbox direction vertical, and then we can simply reverse the direction so that the text will appear before the image. And then to tweak the length of our paragraph, we can select it and we can act on the maximum width of the paragraph itself. And we can, for example, in this case, try to reduce it until we are happy with the result. And to tweak the height of the image, instead of accessing the element settings panel, we can simply select our image, and here in the style panel we can directly set the height property to 500 pixels, for example. Now if we go back to the desktop breakpoint, we can see that nothing has changed. Everything is exactly like it was before, and the cascading down principle is definitely working as expected.
Thank you so much everybody for watching this video, and if you liked it, well, feel free to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And if you have any questions or want to share thoughts about things I might improve, well, feel absolutely free to throw a comment down below. And my recommendation today is another song from the Poets of the Fall, and the song is called Angel. So, see you next time. Già, matane!